Let's see. Where we at? Where we at? Let me see where everybody is at. There we go. Now we got action. All right. And I didn't start it on the wrong stream today. Ayy. Let me see here. All right. All right. Awesome sauce. I love it. All right. Let's see here. So who else got them up like that? Y'all doing too much, man. Y'all doing too much, man. Like anybody asking y'all to mind nothing. Don't do it. Don't do it. All right. Let me see here. Y'all silly. All right, let me let's just jump right into this, man. Y'all be doing too much, man. Dang. All right. And I got like a different setup right now with the way my OBS is. I got to get used to it. Like I'm used to having things like at a certain point, and now I have like a couple more like notches to everything. So I got to remember like how to navigate it a little bit better. So yeah, there's a whole thing with this now. But like these two, and then this one here, and yeah, I'm working on it. I'm working on it. I might move this one under that one. Let me see something. If I set this over, yeah, just sit on top. But yeah, I think that might be better. Is that way I can like do that? Yeah, that might be a little bit better. And just lock that one. And then lock these two here. And boom. I believe we're good. Let me see. Yeah, that might work better. Yeah, because I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to learn this stuff. All right, fam. Hopefully you guys are having an awesome, awesome morning and afternoon. See here. Yeah, Mike will be here. Mike will be here in a little bit. Let me see. Awesome. What's going on, Royo? What's going on, DeWine? What's going on, MT4? All right, we got Maria in the building. All right. So if you guys haven't noticed, I'm draped out in my Sunday's best. I got my Lions gear on, right? You know, it's NFL draft day today, and it's downtown Detroit. So you know, I'll be after class is over with, I'll be heading out to the draft. All right, just you know, regular clothes, nothing special. You know, I'm just gonna go out and do my thing. All right, it's the whole thing. You know. All right, so let's get into class. I have so many ideas. All right. Oh man, it was the only size they had left. It was the only size they had left. All right, so got to get some cats for the day. This bro, I've never seen a hat like that. What do you mean they sell them at lids? It was I had them go in the back. I was like, you guys got any eights left? They was like, we got one in the back that you might be interested in. And they went in the back. There you go. That's gonna be the name of my meme. Kurt with big hat. There you go. I knew you was gonna break that one out. Says I'm gonna get you sucker hat. Yeah, I gotta. See, folks don't know about I'm gonna get you sucker. That's classic. All right, let me jump into this, man. Don't be distracted. See, I'm testing y'all today. Don't be distracted. All right, not even by me. Sheesh. Anyway, oh my God. So this guy's too silly. I'm just living my life. I didn't know. I'm sorry. I thought this was America. I'm sorry. I thought this was America. I thought. All right, let me go ahead. If you've seen South Park, you know what I'm talking about with Randy running around. I thought this was America. All right. Oh my goodness. See here, you know what they say about men with a big hat. We got a big head. That's pretty much the deal. All right. It's the whole thing. He's like that dude with the shrunken head on Beetlejuice. That's classic. That's classic. I can't wait for the new Beetlejuice to come out. That's gonna be a good one. All right. I like the little bitty hands and stuff. Like it makes me feel small. All right. I know I'm 6'4" and all, but this makes me feel more petite. All right. Anyway, let's jump right into some sauce, man. Quick refresh of oldcoingecko.com. I felt like I was on Zoom calls like all yesterday. Like I got like a nap in. I had a sandwich and then I went back to sleep after I did the last Zoom call. Like I was like all day back. I think I did like three. I did 3 Zoom calls and go live. Like yeah, it was a day. It was a day. I was just sneaking food in at that point. All right, says bro, where do you get this stuff? I mean, they gave it to me. They gave it to me. That's how it goes. They gave it to me. All right. He's like a little boy. I am an adult, I'll have you know. Hey, y'all always want to make fun of people. Anyway, don't be distracted. I told y'all this is a real thing. All right, so quick refresh of oldcoingecko.com. We got Bitcoin hanging out around 64,000. Had a little bit of a pullback. Right, we'll talk about it. Ethereum at around 31 Hama. We got Tether at $1. BNB at 614. BNB's been on a little bit of a run. I don't want to be in the way of anything, so y'all. BNB's been on a bit of a run. We got Solana at around 148. USDC at $1. Who would have thunk it? XRP still around 50 cent level. Looking at some of the top gainers for the last 24 hours. Safe, Wormhole, Bonk, SEI. We got Theta Network, Conflux, Pepe, and Phantom. All right, nothing really too wild outside of Safe, Wormhole, and Bonk. They had the biggest moves. Everything else kind of not negligible, but like nothing too wild is going on right now. Now, the biggest thing right now is that we have the. Let me go and pull this up for y'all because I gotta show y'all what's happening. So we have my hat keep bumping the mic. We have the scenario with. Let's see here. Let's see here. Yesterday, because they just won't stop at this point. Like it's a whole thing. So let's see. Yeah. So there was a whole thing yesterday. Can I grab it? There we go. There was a whole thing yesterday with Israel striking again. It's a whole thing now. So the whole climate is heating up again. There's a whole bunch of stuff happening all over again. So due to that, assets tend to take a hit. All right. So we're seeing the things happening right now over there. That's right now is probably like the biggest catalyst that's going to keep pushing us lower in the markets is because of what's happening over there in Israel right now. Like it's definitely got people like really nervous. I mean, I don't know if we're going to see like a massive sell-off right now. Let me refresh this chart. I don't know if we're going to see like an absolutely massive sell-off, but I know price dipped down really nice into that $62,000 area, and we're seeing a little bit of a recovery right now. If we're going to run, that'd be great, but honestly, it says you cap it, Kurt. I'm telling y'all the truth. So I believe we may see a little bit of a consolidation right now. I don't know if we're going to automatically just jump out the gym, and I just want to double back because I know I'm very repetitive. I just want to make sure y'all are seeing what I'm seeing here. This is pretty much the norm after the halving. All right, let's go to the 4-day for a second. This is pretty much the norm after the halving. You guys know this stuff. We had the last halving or the halving before last, and in 2020, prices stalled out for a while. Nothing too crazy. Yeah, we jumped up a little bit and pulled back down, and it wasn't a overnight thing, right? If I go to the weekly chart just so you guys can get a better idea of what I'm saying here. Okay. This wasn't oh my gosh, the halvings happened, everybody throw your money in. This was 1 week, 2 week, 3 week, 4 week, 5 week, 6 week, 7 week, 8 week, 9 weeks, and then we got a movement. All right. I'm just saying this looks like more par for the course where they're just setting everything up for a nice long delay. And I don't think we're going to see any kind of wild, over-the-top fireworks anytime soon. I'm just saying, let's just be mindful that this is normal, okay? Let me see here if I can pull this up for you guys real quick. Do I have that in here? Man, I swear, I get so annoyed with my computer when it changes up where I have things stored. Because I know I put stuff where I want it. And my computer's like, nah, we want it over here. We like it better over here. I'm like, dude. It's very annoying. Very annoying, to say the least. Let's see. That's not it. It sucks. It's a whole thing. And I spend so much time like trying to get everything organized. Let me see here. Nope. Yep. Every time I organize it, it does its own thing. Like it just dumps it where it wants it, and I can't. And I gotta like spend all day trying to find it. So there's that. Let me see here. And these are like old ones too. My bad, y'all. Normally, like I said, I have everything organized, but as of lately, my computer has been doing its own thing, and I gotta like do my best to search through all the files. Let's see here. Is this it? I wanted to show you guys my ETH ETF sheet, and I cannot find it for the life of me. I was looking for it earlier, and it slipped my mind. But the ETH ETF may get approved next month because ARK Invest is up, I believe, next month. Like that's when their deadline, because they filed earlier than everybody else. And I've been looking through here, and it just won't give me what I'm looking for at this point. Like I had it all organized and fancied up and everything else, and it's just like, yeah, well, no. I hate that. All right. Anyway, if you guys can look it up for me, let me know. Matter of fact, let's Google it and see. Let's see. Let's see if we got images here. Boom. There we go. Oh, I gotta do it the old-fashioned way. I usually like to have this stuff just nice and, slide it up where I can grab it and drag and drop. But either way, so we got the Ethereum ETFs. Let me see here. Is this going to be a good site to look this up here? So yeah, ARK Invest, their deadline is next month, and VanEck is next month as well, and Hashdex. So the deal is everyone believes that they may get approved, and then once they get approved, everybody else's gets approved. So there is a scenario where we may end up seeing an approval for the ETH ETF, which could be a catalyst that gets us back out of these areas and the market starts to jump again. I know right now ETH is at a really nice level where people are saying it's not too overpriced. It's kind of in that sweet spot zone where you can get a little bit of ETH and work yourself to a full ETH right now. Right? It's not too bad, right? It's definitely doable. But I believe after the ETF, it'll just be one of those things where if you didn't get it, you didn't get it. It's just one of those things, flat out. Like you gotta really like make a decision on what kind of position do you want to have in your portfolio. Are you cool with just having a little bit of ETH? Are you cool with having a full ETH? Are you cool with just missing the whole boat and riding out altcoins? And either way, like it's your choice. I don't want anybody to feel pressured to have to do anything, but I do know when these things start to pop up, like you definitely want to be mindful of it. Now, here's the other kicker with this one. It's a lot different from Bitcoin's ETF in the sense that obviously ETH has smart contracts. So we got to be mindful of like, hey, if ETH takes off, do all of the other smart contracts inside of ETH take off as well? It's not necessarily that simplistic. Okay? Like, and it's weird too because you would think certain projects that would really benefit from it may not benefit from it now. Right? One of the top projects that pops into my mind, if ETH grows, Uniswap grows. Not a good look right now, considering that Uniswap is going to court and all these different things are happening right now. So yeah, you got to be mindful of where we are right now. Are y'all laughing at me still, man? Oh my goodness. Says he, yeah. Listen, I'm gonna be a goofball all the time. Y'all know me. I'm a whole goofball. Like I love my Lions. I got a rep. I know it's the whole thing right now. We don't pick until like the last part of the first round because we almost went to the Super Bowl. But anyway, see here. This is just a test for y'all to make sure y'all don't get distracted. All right. Yeah, and I ain't capping. All right. But yeah, it's a whole thing, and I'm excited because I noticed that when ETF talk starts to ramp up again, and if we don't get it, let's say we don't get it and it gets denied, completely denied, they have to do amendments to tell these guys what they need to fix, what they need to do better. And also remember, like, ETH is very different from Bitcoin, okay? If they approve an ETF for Ethereum, it opens the door for what else to get an ETF. Let me know in the chat if y'all know if Ethereum gets an ETF, who else is right next to Ethereum? There you go. There you go. Soul is right next to. See, y'all using your noodle to get the boodle. I like that. That's nice. That's nice. All right, so If anybody knows about Napoleon Hill, you know about the use your noodle to get the boodle. That's what they were gonna call Think and Grow Rich, and he was like, "Oh no, I gotta come up with a name immediately." But no, like this is a big deal because now this will set precedent for almost every other project that has smart contracts to potentially get an ETF. So it is a bit of a like a, oh man, if we give this to these guys, we got to give it to everybody that wants one now. And it's going to be very small things. Now, y'all know me right now. I've been on this like this Casper train for a minute. And it's like if Ethereum gets one, y'all better get Casper one. Because all it is a copy of Casper's old code. So I'm like, ooh, yeah, open the door. Let us see. I'm like so biased right now. I'm trying to work on this. Like, don't judge me, y'all. When I see something that has crazy potential, like it get me every time, man. I was like this about Polkadot. Y'all remember when Polkadot first dropped? I was a dot head, okay? Like you couldn't tell me nothing. All right. I just knew Gavin Wood was gonna save us all. Okay. I was so deep. And I still like Polkadot. Don't get me wrong. I just feel like now that I know what I know, and I've really like dove into this thing and researched this other stuff, like, yeah, dude, this Yotan guy is got my attention. But I'll say this, like, I think right now, Ethereum getting an ETF approval will open the door for a lot of projects. And, you know, maybe if they get an ETF approval, like I said, Sol gets their ETF approval, maybe Sol makes an iPhone instead of an Android. Hey, Michael, how's it going, pal?
I know I'm not a little late here today. What the heck is on your head?
This is just my draft hat. We got the draft today downtown, so I'm getting draft ready right now. I'm getting in the spirit, so I had to put on my.
Are you getting drafted? What are you doing?
I hope so. I mean, they might see my height, you know, and be like, "Oh, we need him on the field." That's Calvin Johnson 2.0. I might have a whole new job. I gotta do go lobs in the locker room. If they see something they like, you know, treat it right.
Well, they're not gonna like that hat. So
I'm gonna get everybody's attention. And they got the little thing where you can run your 40 time. They got the one where they like pass you the ball. I got the extension. I can get out there and you know what I'm saying. Like they need to pick me up and really just stop playing at the end of the day. I'm ready. I got
is
the heart of a
Detroit
lion.
is Detroit like popping off today or like
Oh yeah,
people
it's
that
crazy, bro. Like it's people flying in from all over the place. Like it's like downtown, and not stay like a couple blocks from downtown. It's slammed. It is police everywhere. Like you can't even drive down there. You gotta get out and walk.
you should have Airbnb'd your place out and
I
took a
should,
vacation.
bro. I thought about it. I promise you, I did. I was like, man, I should
Yeah.
just put all my drawers in a thank you bag and just give somebody my place for a couple of days.
Yep. Could have went to a hotel, made some
Yep.
made some money there. But
Yep.
that's how we think. That's how entrepreneurs think.
Yeah,
Okay.
bro. I thought about it. I did. It crossed my mind. But I know a lot of folks here have done that though. Like I stay in like these like lofts, and it's a whole thing. So they Airbnb these places out all the time. It's a
That's
whole
good.
thing.
Well, yeah. What's
Yeah.
what's ETH going to do? When is it going to hit 100K?
So we were just talking about how the ETF is potentially lining up for either approval or denial, and this is their deadline for VanEck and ARK Invest and all that stuff. So we'll see if they're going to get approved or they're going to get denied. And we know we got Hong Kong lining up right now for Bitcoin and ETF. So I don't know if the U.S. is going to kind of like hurry up and get ahead of the curve because Gemini is going to get one potentially. So we'll see if they're going to custodian VanEx, and I believe Coinbase is going to custodian ARK Invest with Kathy Wood and all those guys. So it's we could get some fireworks potentially, but everything going on right now with what is it? This stuff right here with Israel wanting to fight back with Palestine every 5 minutes, like it's a lot, bro. Like I'm over it at this point, bro. Like it's just every week they're doing something back for it. And it's like we get these things where it's either Russia or Ukraine, Israel or these guys, China and America. Like every week there's somebody threatening somebody, and the markets are getting pump faked into like selling patterns every 5 minutes. So it's very odd. And I also was talking about how we got every time after the halving, there's usually a bit of a consolidation. And seeing what happened in the market, yesterday with the whole thing that happened, yeah, we had a little bit more of a pullback, but this is just more par for the course. I just think we're going to stall out, for the remainder of these weeks. And honestly, bro, I think we might get a rate hike in like July. I think July might be the month we get the hike, and everybody's saying it might be like a 75-point hike, and then after that, it's just crazy. I mean, I don't know about 75, maybe 25, but 75 just seems a bit steep. I keep seeing people say this stuff on like Bloomberg or whatever, but I'm not biting on it. I'm not biting on 75 points. Like that's very steep out of nowhere just to go that far off of, maybe a couple of things happening. But if we don't see, a World War III breakout, I think we should be fine for the long run and riding out the rest
Yeah,
of this year. But
I
right
don't
now,
think that
it's up in the air.
happens. I don't think we get a hike because we just saw the proposal for the capital gains tax. Um, that's not going to get passed
Bro,
because every business in America would leave.
yeah.
And if they hike and they try to crash the market, you guarantee one party is not getting elected from not even the president, from every single
Yeah.
level, from
Yeah.
like the mayor to the top.
The
So
city councilman.
I don't think, yeah, dude. If they hike, they would crash. They would literally forcefully try to crash the stock market. Um, I think they just keep pausing, and I think we get one cut before or after the
So you think
election.
in September maybe instead of
Maybe September we get the cut.
yeah.
I think maybe one this year, max
Well, my
two.
bad.
But
I didn't mean if I said hike, I didn't mean to say hike. I meant to say cut. My bad. I didn't mean to say hike. I think we may get.
oh,
I think we might get the cut in July.
you
Cause
scared you scared me there.
yeah, no. My bad. I got this big hat on. My brain's moving too fast. Like I feel like I feel like right now, like we may end up getting a cut in July because everybody's ready for a market to just take off now. Like even when you look at the S&P, bro, like this pullback, it's short lived already. Like we're already at levels where the market's saying, "Hey, there's a low. Oh, there's a high. Oh, there's 50% 618." And I'm like, "Come on, guys! Like, what are we doing? Like every pullback, we gotta entertain the idea of keep running. Like we can't have a healthy pullback at all. Like even over here when we had the initial one, when the markets were giving us that first real pullback after such a long run, 50% 618. As soon as we got here, another big run. I'm like, the market right now was just super greedy for another big run up. Now, if we break lower, I wouldn't be, necessarily upset because we can come back down into some of these kind of areas over here, which have completely flipped and could be zones of buying potential, which would be a much better pullback. And I could see some nice, opportunities. Maybe, Nvidia gives us opportunity and stuff like that. But for the stock market, yeah, I think we need more of a pullback. For crypto, the halving is going to be a big factor for us not to see as deep of a move as everybody else is going to see if the market keeps dipping, considering that, demand's still there, supply is lessened now. It's just a different landscape for us than it is for everybody else. So we have a stronger chance of just running or even just holding, considering everybody else may dip a lot further and a lot faster. Even with like let me see here. Even with gold right now, I'm thinking we may end up seeing just a little bit more of a pull, maybe back down into like these areas here, that little base rally zone here. We may get a little bit more of a pullback down if it kind of extends out a little bit, maybe 2 weeks of pullback for gold, and maybe for crypto, just some stalling out, small little doji candles that aren't really going anywhere. We stay around that $60,000 level, maybe some wicks at like 59, 58K for Bitcoin, but I'm just not seeing like a crazy $40,000 BTC right now. It just it's not clicking for me. Like none of that's just lining up, considering there's way too much demand right now in this space. Way too much.
Yeah, I agree. No, 40K, I think it's not.
Yeah.
I could see us going back into like the 50s, but I don't know. I don't know if it'll happen right now. I think we're going to see a more of a bullish push over the summer and going into Q3, Q4.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I think it's gonna just be a nice stalling out, like how they always do right after a halving. The market's just kind of flatline for, like I said, between 4 to 8 weeks. And after those 4 to 8 weeks, we typically get the run and the market breaks out. That nice trajectory starts up. And after that, every little minuscule pullback is just an opportunity, opportunity, opportunity. Now, even what we talked about yesterday with how everything right now is just meme coin mania, like basis blockchain. You got Brett. You got everything going on with Solana from Bonk, and I'm even hearing stuff now about the cat coins now. Like they're saying cat season starting up now. I'm like, dude, like it's just, it's literally just nonstop. Every week it's just meme coin, meme coin, meme coin. Even on Bitcoin's network now, we got the whole runes thing, and all runes are just meme coins being created by the public now. So there's just these waves of meme coins and DGens just going crazy, and it's nothing but pure unadulterated speculation. Like there's no real use case or point to any of it. Like even with like with like Yuga Labs. I give them their credit because they're trying to do something with it and build something out with like the whole ape community. But what I'm seeing now with like just the whole meta inside of crypto is just it's just DJing plays. Like even DeFi is just taking a backseat. AI is taking a backseat. Everything's kind of at a standstill except for the meme coins. And don't get me wrong, I'm only saying this because part of me is grateful for the meme community because it keeps volatility flowing inside of these networks and it keeps everybody paying attention. But the other part of me is like, I don't want this to be the norm. I just I just don't want this to be the norm where everybody's just sloshing money around chasing the next animal project every 2-3 weeks for the remainder of all crypto. Like it's too much. It's just too much. I can't do it.
Yeah, they can do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm looking at other projects that are going to be here.
Yeah. Like I need something with some substance, man. It's like listening to like Migos all day long. Like it's just no substance here. I'm not getting it. I'm not getting what I need. Like, yeah, I get you can bob your head and do your little shoulder swing. I can't dance. I can't. I need something that's gonna stimulate my mind. Like I can't do it. Like it's just it's too much. It's too much. It's too much junk food. And that's what I feel like meme coins are. Meme coins are just like junk food for the crypto space, and everybody's just filling up on candy bars and Twinkies at this point. Like there's no real substance.
Chasing the next high, not a good idea.
Yeah, man. Like, and you try to get students to understand, but everybody's just excited because something's moving and they're seeing a 2x, a 3x, a 4x, and all that stuff. And I hear you guys. I get it. I know you're excited. I know you guys want to see all those crazy gains. Don't fall in love with that stuff. Just don't make that a thing. Like, don't look at that and think this is how crypto works because it's not. These cycles, these waves, they come and they go. And these groups of people you see in these Telegram chats and these groups, it's cannibalism at its best. Like they're going to eat each other alive and only a few will remain at the end of the day because everybody's fighting against everybody to pull profits out before the next person does. That's all this is. It's a race to get out first. And I don't want to see anybody thinking this is how it goes. Like, no, there's going to be tons of projects that are going to have so much use case moving forward. And I want you guys to be focused on the right stuff at the right time. Now, the other thing I wanted to ask you too, Mike, is with the way we see things lining up now with the potential ETF and all that kind of stuff, what do you think this will do for the Ethereum ecosystem if we get an ETF approved? Because it's different from Bitcoin because we didn't have smart contracts. With ETH having smart contracts, projects that I like would have been something like, Uniswap would have been a dope pick to see, oh, this is going to benefit tremendously from ETH getting an ETF. But now I'm kind of stuck. And the only thing that comes to mind that really I think could really stand out and grow would be something like, not just only this, but just like instantly first thing pops in my mind is Immutable X. Because it's like the leading project right now in the gaming sector for Ethereum. Yeah. Like if you're doing gaming, you're working with Immutable X somewhere in there. Like they're helping you do something. And I'm thinking those guys might be the real sleeper inside the layer 2 space for gaming for ETH because it's like the one-stop shop. If you're working with Immutable X, then you pretty much cover the swath of important gaming projects that are going to get some adoption. And then everything else, you got your AI projects and all that kind of stuff, but like it's just hard right now with DEXs considering that Uniswap was the big one. Everybody else is just clones of Uniswap. So it's a kind of weird feeling. But it does kind of set the tone as well because if ETH gets an ETF, Sol's next. It's no arguing at that point.
Yeah, no, I mean, ETF or not, I think ETF drives price. When ETH breaks the all-time high in price, you are going to watch these alts go nuclear to the upside.
Agreed.
So yeah, I mean, the ETF's a matter of time. Hong Kong did it. It's kind of like a checkmate to the US. Other countries will do it. It's just a matter of time, everybody. And this is where people get distracted and they lose focus and they can't get on go live because they're too cool and their portfolio's in profit. Yeah. And they just lose sight of projects. Like I'll share some stuff here with actually that's a project that I just DCA'd.
Do your thing.
I like to DCA the zone right here, Filecoin. Filecoin had a crazy run, crazy pullback. A lot of you guys have messaged me. This is a re-entry DCA zone in this box right here. So anything from 480 to $6, I like this level. Now, yeah, like what Kurt was just saying, I can go chase some meme coins, but why would I want to do that when I could just take a better shot with projects that are in the top, 40, 50? What's Filecoin at right now? This might even be higher. And Filecoin can now go on your ledger, by the way. Filecoin is 37.
Yeah.
Right. So these pullbacks are literally blessings in the market. You know, in 2017, I didn't really understand that because I was new to crypto. But in 2000, I'll just use Bitcoin as the chart here. But in 2018 to 2019, like I can remember, I know Kurt, you can remember as well. Like I remember like DCAing like this, and people calling me stupid, dumb, idiot. And I remember DCAing this as well on the way down. And then when COVID happened, I did get super scared. I'm not going to lie, but we DCA'd more.
Yep.
Like, I don't think we're going to go sideways that long. I don't think we're going to go sideways at all in the big scale of things. I think maybe we have a drop, but this level here, I would bet we start to rip towards 80 going into this summer.
It's inevitable. Like everybody's so scared, like like we're gonna come plummeting down. I'm like, it mathematically, and I have to say this, mathematically, we would have to see an absolute black swan event where, like, and when I say this, I'm talking about Grayscale start selling, Fidelity start selling. They've bought up all the Bitcoin guys. This Bitcoin isn't sitting in the hands of a bunch of families that are like, oh my gosh, we hope this goes great. No, this is sitting in the hands of big trillion-dollar companies, right? That you guys are like, oh, they're going to sell. Like they're not thinking like us. They're thinking 15, 20 years down the line before they even think about selling or taking profit on something like this. Like even offering up Bitcoin for the markets. Like they want to have a big swath of this stuff. So this isn't what you think. Like any dip, they're buying it up. Regardless of how you feel about it, they want it. I mean, honestly, I think for them, the fear of the threat of war is a bonus because they get to buy it cheaper. Their happy prices are still dipping even at 60K right now.
Exactly. Yeah, dude, what you just said. So they'll push whatever narrative they need to drive price down.
Yep.
And they were trying a bunch of stuff, and it really wasn't working over the past couple of years. So they have to go after the big projects like Ripple, like Uniswap, which they lost, and they're going to lose again. So I would not be scared to be DCAing Uniswap. If the government attacks it, you should probably accumulate it. It's a real simple strategy here.
At this point.
It's a simple strategy, okay? Play long term. Now, you're talking about trillion-dollar companies. A trillion-dollar company just came back into crypto literally minutes ago. Stripe is now going to be taking crypto payments starting with USDC. If you don't know Stripe is a merchant account.
Yep.
Right? I use Stripe in other businesses, and you can collect payments, okay? Stripe does over $1 trillion a year in volume.
Mm-hmm.
This was in 2023, okay? Watch this video that the founder, they just did a huge conference literally minutes ago. Watch this video. It's 1:46.
When I pay here, it's going to bring up some UI from...
Can you guys hear it? In the chat, can you guys hear it? Okay.
Phantom, which is the crypto wallet that we're using. So this is the Phantom UI here. This is not Stripe UI. And you see here, we're confirming, we're going to pay with Solana, the network fee, very cheap, as we discussed, a network fee.
He's showing an example on the Ethereum network. That's what's spinning in green. Watch when he uses Phantom.
It's coming down $99. Now, again, you're probably used to a crypto transaction. You're expecting, me to bring out another guest here and, we'll do a 8-minute conversation while we wait for the transaction to clear. But that is old crypto. You ready for the new crypto world? You have to look very closely and not blink. You ready? Oh, that tap. That's it. We're done. And
watch this.
That confirmation page was not like this has been entered in a queue, we're going to now go do something. It has now been posted to the blockchain already. And so if I go into my Phantom wallet here and go into the Explorer, you see here, sent at 9:58 today, we can view on the Solana Explorer. This is, I think the Explorer just loading is on the blockchain. Here we go. This is, so you can go to this URL yourself if you are eagle-eyed and see this is a real posted transaction to the Solana chain. Similarly, we can view it in the Stripe.
So this is in the Stripe account that a merchant would have.
Dashboard. So if we click in here
That's
to our 9:58
instantaneous.
a.m. payment, you see
Instant.
here, we've made a payment with crypto. And again, Stripe handles everything for you. You just got $98 into your bank account. But that is crypto coming back to Stripe.
Visa who? MasterCard who?
Yep. And that's and you guys realize that was on Phantom Wallet, which is USDC on Solana's network. And let's say I'm a mom and pop store, and obviously people are going to get with the times of crypto, and I don't want to pay in cash. I can pay with my Phantom Wallet, whether it's an online store or a physical store.
Through your Solana phone on Android.
Okay, we're going to ignore the comment that Kurt just made.
Yes!
Please take that hat off. It's time to the hat should come off.
It's staying, baby. I love it. I'm coming up with all the best ideas.
We had like 3 new customers just leave the chat. They said they couldn't learn here. They said they were distracted.
I have a condition, okay? You can't make fun of my condition.
You probably need a haircut. That's why he's hiding this giant hat. So like Stripe, everybody, this is obviously huge. Seeing Stripe come back into the space. They were in crypto. They kind of left. Super huge. Now, this is not cool. And this is if you do shady stuff in crypto, this is a potential. Even if you don't do shady stuff with stable coins, this is a potential. So I don't think this is going to happen to anybody on here, but a wallet that just had $5 million with USDT was frozen. What does that mean, Mike? How can they do that? Well, Bitcoin can't be frozen. I don't think Ethereum can be frozen, but you never know. And these stable coins, okay, there's a couple. And there's a reason why I like DAI a little bit better, because the DAO has to vote to freeze them. USDT, Tether is a company that they can freeze your crypto. USDC is a company as well, Circle. It can be frozen as well. Mm-hmm. So if you're using the money for money laundering or terrorism or anything like that, just know, like, you get caught, like, that crypto can be frozen. They've actually frozen Tether and returned Tether from hacks in the past. Now, DAI is the most decentralized out of these 3, because actually, like, a DAO has to vote to, like, freeze that crypto, to freeze that stable coin. So this is not to scare you. This is just to make sure you're educated and you know that can happen, right? So just very important. Stable coins are going to be a crucial piece of you taking profits in the market. For example, if you bought Algorand at 20 cents and you wanted to take profit at $2, instead of you going into like fiat or dollars, you can go take your 10x gains right there and put it into a stable coin. Algorand can come back down. Now you have more money in your stable coin, and you can reposition and catch the wave back up. Does everybody understand that? So this cycle, right, this next 4-year cycle, there will be a season of exiting. And a lot of people, we're not there yet, but you mentally have to be ready to get out of a lot of these projects. You can't marry these coins. You can't marry these projects. If I buy Filecoin at $6 and I tell myself I'm getting out at 14, at 25, those are my 2 exits. Mm-hmm. I have to be okay with the market running even after I get out.
Yep.
Can you swap USDC to DAI? You can. And it's not a bad idea to have portions in multiple stables. I would probably say USDC and DAI, maybe a little bit of Tether, but you can have portions. Are you ready? Let's watch this question. Are you ready and prepared to close 50% of your portfolio in the next 18 months? Yes or no in the chat. That's how I know who's advanced and who's going to get wrecked.
You said over 50%?
Yeah, at least 50%.
Yeah.
There's some projects that I'm a holder. I'm not selling.
Yeah. You got your Bitcoins and your ETHs and stuff like that, your souls that you think are going to be around for the long haul.
But a specific percentage, like, yeah, exactly. Like, there's a specific amount of Solana that I probably will never sell, right? Not in the next 10, 20 years. There's a specific amount of Bitcoin, ETH. Fact. But there's still portions that I will go into stable coins with and wait for a fearful moment. Let's just use like one of these altcoins as like an example here. let's use like Aave. Aave has enough track record here. Not on this chart though. We can use it, whatever. So like, let's say we bought Aave, you know, let's say we even bought it late at like $100, and Aave went to $400. We just did like a 300%. So imagine you bought it, you didn't take profit when you said you were, and now you just went, and everybody's gone through this, but now you just went through like 1,000 days of just round tripping your Aave portfolio, praying one day it goes back to that $400 mark so you can take profit again, which it might. But a better strategy is, okay, I buy this asset at this price, I have a couple of different exits, and I know when I'm going to get out. Yeah, so that's
and we will be doing classes with you guys about like taking profit. Like, this isn't one of those things we're gonna just throw projects at you and say, figure it out towards the end of the run. Like, no, we talk to you guys about, hey, these are areas you want to start taking profit. These are the times you want to start getting out of the market. Like, there's so many like indicators that give you hints when it's time to start exiting. Like, don't think this is one of those we're gonna hold everything forever. And it's, you guys say you're ready to take 50% of your portfolio and turn it back into stables. You listen, you can talk all you want to until it's time, because we always get this big chunk of students that come back to the classes and say, I know you guys were talking about taking profits, but I just thought we were going to get one more pump. I thought we were going to get one more run. I thought it was going to go up one more time. I saw the charts and I felt like it was going to, and I'm like, why didn't you just, you could have just, like, there wasn't a reason to hold on for an extra 2 months when we were telling you guys these are the times to start getting out. This is the normal cycle. We're running into that area where the market wants to turn around, and you may have an expectation in your mind where you want to hit 100K this run, and you know you may only get 30, right? You may have like expectation where you want to hit $250,000 and you only get 80 grand, and now you feel like it was a waste because you didn't hit anywhere near where you wanted. And I'm like, dude, you started off with like 10, right? Like, you started off with like 5. Like, what are we doing? You have 5 grand, you turned it into whatever. Like, you got to be really, really mindful of your expectations and not being so rigid in your expectations. Like, you really got to be a little more like lenient about what's happening, because you don't dictate the market. You don't have any say so on how far it's going to go. So there are indicators. We'll talk to you guys about that when it's time. But right now, we have to focus on one thing to keep you guys focused on one thing, right? Well, it's like us doing a call right now on the bear market. Like, it won't benefit you right now. It's not going to help you. Like, your focus will be so caught up on the bear market, you'll be thinking about taking profits every pullback. Like, I don't want new students super caught up in, is it now? Is it now? Is it now? Like, just enjoy this, learn from it, journal it, be all immersed.
Accumulate. We're still in accumulation. Until market cap breaks 4 trillion, there's no need to like worry. Like, even if everything reset back to the COVID low, you keep accumulating. We haven't broken the previous all-time high. And so it's simple. Great, dude. Great question here. Kurt, we need to answer this one from the chat. Miss FX said, well, where was the question? What if you take profit at 400, but it never comes back to 400? There will always be more opportunity.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care if it never comes back. I had a plan and I stick to it. This is an example right here. Maker. For those that bought Maker at $500, $600, $700, and you never took profit, and this thing hit over $4,000, you just like, crazy gains. Now you take those gains you capitalized and you reallocate them into a project that is now pulled back.
Yep. So
imagine you 3x that money. Chat is sitting there at $5. Chat goes from 5 to 50. Now you just created 2 portfolio trades that have now taken that initial investment in Maker, tripled it, now another multiplier. So that's how you want to think.
Yeah. And the thing is too, like we talk about, when you have projects that are having strong runs, you don't want to take a chunk of your profits and put them into like the craziest, riskiest thing you can think of. Like, you don't want to get caught up chasing something on the low cap list that's just, this thing needs a tweet to go. Like, Elon Musk has to wake up and tweet about it for it to go crazy. Like, you don't want to catch yourself throwing all your funds into something like that, hoping you're going to get 100x now that you've gotten a 10x out of something, right? Like, every time I do a call and I talk to people about Solana, like, man, you guys were talking about Sol at $8. I'm like, yeah, it hit $8. We were talking about it at $20 too. We're talking about it at $50 too. Like it's the name of the game. It's how this stuff goes. We were talking about. I remember doing calls with people weren't talking about Ethereum when it was like $180, and people were looking at me like I was crazy. And I'm like, this is not going to stay at this price. Like you guys do know that, right? Like this Ethereum will not live at $180. Like it's way too valuable. There's too many people building on it. It's way too much going into this right now for it to stay where it is. It's very similar with your portfolio. There's tons of projects that are in build mode right now, and they're all trying to find the next way to be the next big hottest thing. Your job isn't to just come in and buy everything up. Your job is to decide how much do you want to allocate, and when it's time, take that entire allocation and move it someplace that's much more much more, I don't want to say stable, but much more dependable. When you have teams that are or coins that have strong teams, that have strong communities, right? If I see something happen on Maker and I got Maker at, let's say 400, it's at $4,000, and I take profit from that, that's a 10x right there. Now I'm thinking, do I want to get more ETH or do I want to just put it in BTC? Right? And the majority of that's going to go into one of those two projects. And if I got a little change left over, yeah, I'm going to put something in my mid cap list. I'm going to find something that's in that same category in that mid cap list that Maker was that I may think has some potential and hasn't had this big run yet. Right? You have to be very strategic in how you're approaching moving your funds around. Like I keep telling you guys, this isn't a get rich quick thing. This is very strategic and tactical movement we're doing in this space right now for you guys to consistently see the results you want. So at the end of this bull run, you'll say, this wasn't easy, but it was fun. I did what I was supposed to do. I made tough decisions, and I stand by the decisions I made. And every decision you make has to be a win-win for your portfolio. It can't be a gamble, and you hope it works out. Like, you're going to have a horrible time if you come in here trying to gamble. It's not built for any of that. Like, Mike does research. I do research. Nick does research. They're finding entries. We're finding projects. They're finding opportunity after opportunity for everybody to benefit from. It's not meant for you guys to come and say, if those guys like it, I'm throwing the house on it. Like, no. Small amounts go a long way in crypto. This is the only space you can see 1,000x in a couple of weeks. The only space. Nothing else does this.
Yep, not your Tesla stock.
So it demands respect. You got to do it. You can't come in here trying to have fun all the time. It has to be very much calculated, family. And Mike, I appreciate you, bro, even like going back into the chat to get that question, because that's a real thing. Because I was just talking about we're going to lose people in this bull run. Folks are going to see some growth, and they're going to feel like, I got it all figured out. I'm canceling my subscription. And it's like, all right, good luck. Because how many times you get inbox, bro, with somebody asking you a question about a coin, a portfolio?
Every hour.
Dude, life. Nonstop. Not like how many ex-chairmen that were in the company, how many old customers, how many old, even I get hit from old educators. Hey, bro, what do you think about these coins? I'm like, I'm just not. I can't.
No, that's a fact. Well, bro, this has been a good session. I have a call right now with the UK team, so I'm gonna jump on that.
All right.
Definitely watch the recording on this one a couple times. I have a video in my favorite session on my channel where I do talk about how to scale out of projects. It's in the favorites. Maybe go watch that after this this session, and we'll see you guys on next week. We'll be back on Wednesday on my channel, me and Kurt. Hi, guys. See y'all.
All right, let's get it. All right, fam, I appreciate you guys as always. It's always a blast. Now, don't be mad at me, y'all, because I did not watch X-Men yet. I haven't got a chance to watch it yet. So, yes, I know y'all was waiting to kick it with me about it. I haven't watched it yet. So, I'm going to give everybody an opportunity to watch it. We can talk about it on Monday. All right, because I know some of y'all ain't watch it yet. When I tell you, I've been like just immersed in the markets, man. Like I've been studying this runes thing. I've been all over this ordinals thing. Like these Bitcoin, NFTs are they're a little more special than some of the others are. Like I really do like how the narrative is with the Bitcoin ETFs, and I don't think people understand how they work fully yet. Like let me see. I'm gonna show y'all something real quick. I ran across. I'm not telling y'all to buy this. I just want to show you this so you can see where I'm going with a lot of this stuff. Okay, so I ran into this little NFT thing on Magic Eden, right? Bring this over here for y'all real quick. So this one here is ink, right? This is the ink one. And what they did with this was really, really cool. They actually went ahead and said, hey, we're going to go ahead and we're going to look up these rare sats, because you don't know, if you don't know about Magic Eden, they have these things called rare sats. they went out and found these things called legacy sats, right? And legacy sats are sats which were given out in a paper wallet during Casey Rodarmer's Bitcoin workshop back in 2022, 6 months before the first inscription. So the guy who made ordinals, the guy who made runes, had a talk, and he gave out these little paper wallets where they were like legacy sats on these little paper wallets, and people were throwing them away. Nobody wanted to use them. Everybody just kind of looked at his paper, heard his speech, and was like, yeah, whatever. And they didn't know what it was going to end up being. So he went out and actually found these legacy sats and turned the legacy sats, inscribed them, and turned them into an NFT project on the, ordinals, on the ordinals protocol. And it was really cool. Like, so all of these have like a whole connection to the history of ordinals even being started. I thought that was so dope that these guys went out and found all these legacy sats and made an entire collection out of all the legacy sats they could find. I thought that was super dope. So, and there's way more legacy sats out there, but it's little parts of Bitcoin's history that are encoded into artwork on the network. I just think that's like super dope to have stuff like that. Like, it's not just a picture of a bunch of people with haircuts and samurai swords and laser eyes and all that stuff. It's like a whole thing that makes it a little more unique and special, and has nostalgia to it because of Bitcoin and what it is. And I told you guys, like, Bitcoin's NFTs are different because they exist on chain. They're not a website where the pictures exist. These all exist on Bitcoin's network, and they're utilizing every bit of Bitcoin's network as real estate now. So you have the NFT side of it. You have the meme coin side of it now. Eventually, you'll have DeFi inside of there as well. Like, they're doing so much with the technology of Bitcoin in that network, and all these little satoshis are becoming even more valuable than they were meant to be, right? So you have like small things that were like something that would be one sat, which would be a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a Bitcoin, now have value that could potentially rival the price of Bitcoin, which I think is super dope. It's super dope. Like, it has so much use case to it inside of the, just nostalgia and all that kind of stuff that I think nobody really, takes into consideration when it comes to, getting involved with NFTs. Like, yeah, I get it. Some big entities come in, they just want to, make some money and all that kind of stuff. And I'm not against nobody getting paid. I feel you. But when you have things that are a little more special, it does kind of hit a little different down the line, because, this stuff's going to be hundreds of years old, and it'll always exist on Bitcoin's network. The value for these could go absolutely wild, considering the value of one sat could absolutely go wild. So in my mind, it just gives me a different type of value on how they should be looked at, instead of just comparing them to everything you see on like ETH and Sol and all these other networks. It really is a different type of proposition. All right. I'm not telling you guys to buy anything. I'm just saying I'm looking at the NFTs on Bitcoin very different from how I look at the stuff on these other networks, because Bitcoin will be here no matter what. A lot of these other networks may get superseded and taken down and, just kind of dwarfed by something else. Bitcoin's going to be here to stay because it's the one everybody knows. It started the whole wave. It's literally digital gold. And now they have artwork inscribed on top of digital gold. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. All right. But I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Have an amazing weekend. I'm going to watch the X-Men stuff this weekend. I'm about to head out downtown, go check this draft out, see how everything's looking out there. I know they got it all looking nice and stuff. And it's chilly. It's like 54 degrees here, so I'm about to put a hoodie on. All right, fam. Love you guys. And as usual, and as always, stay patient, stay disciplined, and the gains will come. We out. And good night, everybody. Stay blessed, family. Love you guys. I feel weird hitting my hat. It was so big on that side. I had to reach out to tap the brim. All right. Love you guys. Stay blessed. Get this bag. Let's go. Let's go.